What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're here with another Grand Cross video to do the should you summon here for the Gift of the Snow Queen Elizabeth. Now, I did my video earlier this morning on the patch notes and going over Elizabeth. I was super tired when I recorded that video, guys, if I'm gonna be honest. So a lot of the things that I mentioned in that kind of video, I was a little just like not misinformed, but I was just tired, man. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. So what I wanted to do in today's video is gonna be doing the should you summon here. So letting you guys know whether or not I think it's gonna be worth summoning on this character based on factors of future banners we already have in the game, and whether or not I think this banner itself is actually worth it for the player if you are trying to summon. So if you guys do enjoy videos like this, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as we're on the road to that 55k subs on the channel. I definitely do appreciate the support on the channel, guys. You guys have been showing a ton of support as of late, and yeah, with that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's go over it. So what we'll do first is we'll go over the kit of the character, and then we'll actually go over the banner, and then we'll talk about why you might or might not want to summon on this character. So starting off with the passive here, guys, for the Queen Elizabeth. By the way, she is a blue attribute SSR rarity goddess race character. For each applicable ally participating in the battle, their basic stats are going to increase by 5% and damage dealt increases by 10%. Applicable allies being goddesses or the 7 Deadly Sins characters. Now, for each buff applied to an applicable ally, attack-related stats of applicable allies increase by 5% to a limit of 6 times, so you get up to 30%. And it applies Frost Shield on applicable allies for 2 turns at the start of the battle. Frost Shield is going to be damage taken minus 50%, max HP plus 20%, freeze immunity, which was for Aqua, by the way. I know a lot of you guys commented on my patch notes video about that, but yes, it's for Aqua. And then decreases damage dealt by enemies that have been damaged by the skill by 40% for 2 turns. And then basic stats of applicable allies increase by 4% for each debuff removed from an applicable ally up to 5 times. And then at the start of the ally's turn, Ice Sword is granted to the ally with the highest remaining HP percentage for 1 turn. And Ice Sword is going to be additional damage equal to it's 20% at 2 out of 6, and then yeah, for the additional damage, then it's 10% at 1 out of 6, right? So yeah, that is the passive right there. Now moving on to her skills here, guys. Removes buffs from one enemy and inflicts cold damage equal to 500% of attack. So cold is going to be 2 times critical chance increase, 30% damage dealt for every buff on the battlefield. And then for the other buff card right here, or like the other skill, removes debuffs from, I think this is going to be all allies, right? Because it says removes debuffs from all enemies and increases all stats. But then in the passive here, it says for each debuff removed from an applicable ally, you gain basic stats. So this must be like a mistranslation here, guys. I don't think this is like, you know, remove debuffs from all enemies, but increasing all stats though is a first in Grand Cross. We've never had a buffer that actually gives you an all stats buff, and yeah, I mean, that is pretty crazy, right? And then moving on to the ultimate here, applies Frost Shield on all allies for 3 turns and inflicts inflicts all enemies with cold damage equal to 750% of attack, and cold is going to be 2 times critical chance, and then the 30% damage dealt for every buff on the battlefield. So again, as you guys can see for the dupe effects, the additional damage for the Ice Sword is going to be either 20% at the 2 out of 6 and above, or 10% at 1 out of 6. So they are trying to entice you to get the 2 out of 6 dupe level, which, you know, is not too hard to get. But again, like, you know, that is something that, you know, you do have to take into account for like how good this character is going to be. Yeah, guys, that is pretty much the kit of the character right there. Let's move on now to the banner, and let's talk exactly who's going to be featured on this banner. So obviously the brand new Elizabeth is going to be rated up at a 0.5% because this is a 600 banner, as you guys can see. So 300 pity is going to be a guaranteed SSR, and 600 is going to be guaranteed the Elizabeth. So if you do spend 600 diamonds on the banner, then you are guaranteed. Now for the characters featured on the actual filler list here, you have Summer Gelda, which is a very good unit. You have Green Balder, you have Red Jenna, you have the blue Awakened Mono, green Percival, you have the blue Roxy, you have green Elaine, you have the green Oslo and Hawk, the red Sariel, which is very good alongside this Elizabeth, and then green Chandler as well. So overall, like, this banner is definitely not as crazy as like the banner we have right now. We have a crazy banner going on right now with November Festival and Tristan. This banner is definitely good though. I mean, you know, like Summer Gelda, you know, Red Sariel, but he's also on the other banner too, so it's like, you know, do you really, you know, count that right? Baldur's still pretty solid. This green Chandler is a best in slot demon team for backline now. So yeah, I don't know. I think this banner overall is not the greatest banner, but like, it's not the worst I've seen either. You know, I've seen definitely worse banners throughout the year. Yeah, guys, at the end of the day, should you be summoning on this banner based on what the banner looks like itself, and then also the kit of this Elizabeth? In my opinion, guys, I would only recommend summoning on this banner if you are going to main goddess team. Now, bear in mind that for the end of the year here, as you guys can see, this is the Grand Cross sheet here. Shout out to Dreamer Plays. This is the sheet here where Dream Plays puts down every single character released throughout the year and what's going to be coming as well if we know from leaks. So, like, yeah, the Blessed Diane is going to be in 2 weeks from now. Obviously, Queen Elizabeth is going to be dropping soon. And then we had Tristan in November for, like, the end of November, right? So, with that being said, guys, if you're someone that's going to main goddesses, and we know how strong goddess team actually is, especially if you're someone that is missing, like, Aqua on the team, and you need to slot in for, like, Melielli, because Melielli right now on the goddess team is probably the weakest link, because you obviously have, like, Darkness Mao, which I think is great, and then you have Tristan himself, which he's going to be, obviously, the most dominant character on the team. But then that third slot right there is either Aqua or Melielli right now, and I think that this Queen Elizabeth will be a better slot in than Melielli, just because you're not able to really utilize Melielli until they get the revive proc, and then they can actually do damage. So I do actually think that this Queen Elizabeth is gonna be a not necessarily best in slot if you have Aqua, because if you have Aqua, I feel like Aqua is a very similar strength to this character. But I do think that if you have this Elizabeth on the team instead of Melielli, that's a fairly big upgrade. So again, if you are a goddess main and you have the gems, I don't necessarily think it's a super bad idea, because I do actually see a lot of value in this character. I mean, this character is going to be a very nice on-field support goddess character, right? I mean, you're getting a lot, right? You're getting the basic stats damage dealt, right? Which is just free. It's not based on certain buffs like you have for like Green Elad or anything like that. You have attack-related stats applied to applicable allies, and it increases by what is that, 30% max, right, for each buff. So you're going to be getting a lot of buffs with, you know, this Elizabeth as well. And it applies Frost Shield on applicable allies for 2 turns, which is going to be damage taken reduction, max HP increase. You get damage dealt by enemies that have been damaged by a skill, 40% for 2 turns, right? So you're able to kind of deal with the Aquas and your freeze immunity as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, for the first 2 turns not being able to be frozen right there, I mean, it's good utility too for, you know, protecting the team. And then again, basic stat increase, debuff removal, right? You know, even more basic stats. And then the extra additional damage equal to remaining HP. I mean, that could be pretty solid on top of already really high damaging skills. So yeah, in my opinion, guys, like, we do have end of year like banner. Like, let me go to last year just to give you guys an idea. Melielli released at the end of the year. And that was the, like, you know, Meliodas festival at the end of the year. So I do think that, like, this year we'll probably just be getting a King Meliodas probably. I don't know if he's gonna be like a darkness attribute, or like maybe he's a light and dark, maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly how they're gonna go about it. But I am expecting pretty much a Meliodas at the end of the year. So, you know, if you are someone that, like, wants a fairly good goddess team and you do not have Aqua, I actually would probably suggest you summon on this, but that's only going to be for people that care about maining the goddess team. If you are not trying to main goddess team and you're looking out for the end of the year festival, especially if you plan on summoning on end of year, then I probably would not summon for this Elizabeth, just based on the fact that, like, she is good, right? Like, she is very good, but she's not that much of an upgrade over a character like Aqua. If you have Aqua already, I think Aqua is still a very good slot in on the team. But she definitely is better than Melielli though, but not like to the extent where I'm like, okay, Melielli just completely power crept off the team and you need this Elizabeth, right? So yeah, and again, like, the banner is fairly okay. Like, I mean, you know, Summer Gelda is a big pickup for sure if you get her off the banner. I mean, like, Red Sariel, if you didn't off the other banner too, I mean, it's not too bad. But everything else is, like, you know, kind of older characters in general, right? So it's not something where I'm like, okay, you know, the banner's really that enticing too. So yeah, again, guys, I would say, like, if you're still summoning on Tristan, keep summoning on Tristan. And then if you are saving for end of year, you save for end of year at the end of the day, right? If you're someone that mains goddesses, I do think this Queen Elizabeth will be better than Melielli, but maybe not as good as Aqua. So it's fairly similar on that level of strength. Again, we'll have to see once, you know, this Queen Elizabeth is released. But yeah, no, I think that's pretty much where I'd be at on the banner right now. So again, unless you're a goddess main, guys, I think this is a easy skip for a lot of people. If you are a goddess main, you might have to make that decision whether or not you want to go for this character, because I do see a lot of value in her, and even has the fact that she is the first character to provide all stats as a buff, which is kind of crazy too. So maybe for, like, other content in the game as well, that could be kind of crazy. We'll have to see exactly how that pans out. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Again, let me know in the comment section below, guys. Will you guys be summoning on this brand new Queen Elizabeth? Or are you guys going to be skipping the banner and saving for end of year? Or you're still summoning on Tristan's banner? Let me know down below in the comment section below. But that is going to be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.